the cover story hadn't broke yet. And I think you
I haven't
told
written it yet.
the only thing that was happening is that everyone was calling you out, saying, where are the sources? You're like, I'm not going to name my sources, but anybody who knows my record knows that I know what's going on and that my sources are always there. And so that's the way they were attacking your credibility. And I think you said, Brian, the German chancellor is going to DC next week and we're going to see what happens. I think that's kind of where we left it. And then from there, the chancellor went there, and then I think we saw this cover story emerge in the New York Times. That's what's happened, I think, since the last time you were here.
The chancellor went there on his plane, big luxury, like just like we have an Air Force One, a big, beautiful plane, with no reporters. That rarely happens. Went there by himself. No state visit, no joint press conversation with the president. We have a chain of motels called Motel 6 that's about $15. And my joke was, we probably put him up in a Motel 6 for that night. We have no idea where he spent the day. Came on a Thursday or Friday. It was a Thursday, I think. And the next day, they finally had one event from him, a 10-minute session in which each sat in front of the press corps. They were brought in, no questions to be asked. And they each had read from notes about how wonderful the other guy was. And then it was over. And then we learned, pardon me, we learned a couple of days later, they had an 80-minute private meeting in which I did learn a little bit about, which is certainly did discuss. Joe Biden has a lot of reason to know what I can do. I could just tell you from his days in the White House. And there was times when he wanted me to do certain things. He knows I know things. I've been around, in this town for a long time, and I got here in 65, he became a senator in 72. He's an okay guy. He's just okay, not great. And his policies right now are, let's see, I hate Russia, I hate communism, I hate China. And how's that working out? China's now emerging as a major force and just, sticking it right in our eye, cutting a deal with the Iranians, cutting a deals with, of all people, the Saudis, buying oil in the yen, and probably going to start using its currency to buy oil. I mean, it's just amazing how we've lost leverage. And nobody pays attention to that very much. Anyway, the point of all this is, out of this emerged this amazingly strange story that they tried to sell, which was that a group of Iranian dissidents did it. And there was a boat called the Andromeda, named a classical Greek myth. A lot of boats are named with that name, including one of the top 100 biggest yachts in the world. It's an old folklore story about a beautiful virgin woman who was naked and saved by somebody. And a sort of interesting story. Anyway, the bottom line is they came up with this story and they had it all ready, that they had done it. And I got to tell you, everybody bit. It was a 49-foot yacht. Everybody bit on the idea that this yacht could sail to a point in the Baltic, 260 feet deep, drop an anchor 260 feet, and then have some divers go down. And divers have to have guys dress them. I mean, even though it's a modern lightweight, it's not like the old steel suits you saw. And they had to have a mixture of gas, and you have to have a recovery facility for them when they come up. Otherwise, they spend all day down there. Coming up so slow, you have to go up, stop 3 times, and you don't want to do that on a covert mission. So that was the story they sold, and a lot of people bought it. And then I wrote a piece, because I just had to, saying that, look, that was all pre-planned by these guys. We, like your intelligence service, we have a lot of smart people in it, as I said. And it doesn't mean they're always right. They do what the president says. And these are guys who, the classic thing for the head of the CIA is, does he work for the crown or the Constitution? And most CIA directors decide they work for the crown, which always is a problem. That's always a problem because they end up doing things that are illegal. In this case, they did something illegal. But they had a cover story. And the fact that so many people wanted to believe that story says so much about the resistance to the truth in this case. In the UN, there was a vote of 12-3 against doing an investigation, with the United States lining up to 12. And to this day, not one of the White House reporters has ever, in an open public their broadcast, the daily news conferences with the press secretary, nobody's ever gotten up and said, have you ever, the United States president has the right to task, it's a formal word, TASK, the intelligence community to solve a problem. All he had to do was say, if he was really innocent, last September when this happened, who did it? And he's never tasked the community. He's never asked the question because, of course, he knows the answer. And I don't know why. It's just so hard for the media to get over this. They just can't get to that. My guess is the paper I worked for, the New York Times and Washington Post, the other sort of standard liberal papers, are just so much afraid of another Trump or another Republican.
Right. So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone, also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline. I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up. If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?